space part 7. In this video we are going to discuss about the linear independent set and dependent set. What is linear dependence and what is linear independence? Now see, linear dependence of a vector or linear dependent set of linear dependent. Let V of be a vector space and A be a finite subset of V. If you want to say that it is a linearly dependent set, then when will you say this set is linearly dependent? Let S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2 and so on, alpha n is a subset of a vector space V of F. Now what you are going to say? You are going to say that this set is linearly dependent. If you want to say that this set is linearly dependent, if there exist some constants A1, A2, A3 and so on An belongs to F such that A1 alpha 1 plus A2 alpha 2 plus so on plus An alpha n is equal to 0 should imply A1 is equal to A2 is equal to so on An should not be zeros at a time. A1, A2, An are all not zeros at a time. A1, A2, A3 and so on An are not all zeros at a time. That is linearly dependent. See here. If there exist scalars A1, A2, An belongs to F, not all of them zeros such that this combination. Now in the what I said, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n belongs to V. If there exists a constant A1, A2, An in F such that A1 alpha 1 plus A2 alpha 2 plus so on An alpha n is equal to 0 implies sum of A's existing in this linear combination are not zeros. Some of them may be zeros. Not all the constants existing in that linear combination are becoming zeros. Then you will say that that set is linearly dependent. If all the constants are A1 is equal to A2 is equal to so on, An is equal to 0, then you will say that set is linearly independent. Linearly dependent, linearly independent. When will you say that it is a linearly dependent set? If the linear combination is equal to 0 implies that all the constants existing in that linear combination are not becoming zeros. All are not becoming zeros, but some may be zeros. Then you will say that it is linearly dependent set. If all are becoming zeros, then you will say that it is a linearly independent set. Okay, now is it clear? Linearly dependent set and linearly independent set. Okay, any set of vectors which is a subset of V of F is said to be linearly dependent if the linear combination of that set of vectors is equal to 0 implies all the constants existing in that linear combination are not zeros at a time, then that set is said to be linearly dependent. Any set which is not linearly dependent will be linearly independent. Okay. Now see the next one. There is one theorem stating proves 4 statements. Now see here. Prove that every superset of linearly dependent set of vectors is linearly dependent. Every non-empty subset of linearly independent set of vectors is linearly independent. Prove that a set of vectors which contains at least one zero vector is linearly dependent. Prove that a single non-zero vector forms a linearly independent set. Now see here. What is the first one? Every superset of linearly dependent set is linearly dependent. Superset means if S is one set, S dash is another set. If S contains S dash, S contains S dash, that is all the elements of S dash are in S, then S is said to be the superset. Okay. Now what you want to say that every superset of linearly dependent set is linearly dependent. Now take S, S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. alpha n. This is linearly dependent set you have taken. Now, because it is the linearly dependent set, if you consider the linear combination a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on plus an alpha n is equal to 0 bar, implies what? Not all A's are zeros. Not all A's are zeros. Okay. Some of A's are maybe zeros, but not all A's are zeros. Next, now S dash alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, beta 1, beta 2, beta n. It is the superset of S. Therefore, if you consider the linear combination of this set as a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on an alpha n plus 0 into beta 1 plus 0 into beta 2 plus so on is equal to 0 bar. This is all the linear combination of the elements of S dash, which is the superset of S. Is it? Now here, in this linear this is 0. All the coefficients of beta 1, beta 2, beta n are becoming 0. Even then, in this linear combination, there exist some coefficients of alphas are not equal to 0 from S linearly, since S is linearly dependent. Therefore, all the scalars existing in this linear combination is not equal to 0. Therefore, S dash is linearly dependent. Every superset of linearly dependent set is linearly dependent. It is one of the very important objective question for competitive exams. Okay. Now see, every subset of linearly independent set is linearly independent. Now take alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n be linearly independent set. Then their linear combination is equal to 0 bar. According to the linearly independent set, what you will say the definition of linearly independent set? If S is alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on an alpha n is equal to 0 bar implies all the scalars a1, a2, an existing in that combination will be zeros. It is according to the definition of linearly independent set. Because S is linearly independent set, it will be like this. Since S dash is equal, let's take S dash is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k. That means S dash is containing sum of the elements of S. So S dash will be the subset of S. Therefore, if you consider the linear combination of these elements a1, a2, a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on ak alpha k is equal to 0 bar, and you can write it as a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus ak alpha k plus 0 into the remaining elements of alphas. You can write 0 into alpha k plus 1, 0 into alpha k plus 2 plus so on 0 into alpha n is equal to 0 bar. What are alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k plus 1, alpha n? They are the elements of linearly independent set. Therefore, their linear combination is equal to 0 implies all the constants existing in that linear combination will be zeros. Therefore, a1, a2, ak are zeros. Therefore, S dash is linearly independent. That is, any subset of linearly independent set is linearly independent. First condition what you have proved, every superset of linearly dependent set is linearly dependent. Now say next one. Any set which contains 0 bar will be linearly dependent. Suppose S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, and out of that take alpha 1 is equal to 0 bar. So now what will be S is equal to 0 alpha to alpha n. So if you take alpha 1 is equal to 0, then you can write 1 into alpha 1 plus 0 into alpha 2 plus 0 into alpha 3 plus so on. 0 into alpha n is equal to 0 bar. Is it? So all the constants are becoming zeros because alpha 1 is 0, 1 into 0 bar is 0. So therefore any set which is containing 0 bar is linearly dependent. Similarly, if you take any set singleton element and that element is not equal to 0, then it will be linearly independent. Now what is S? S is equal to singleton alpha, alpha is not equal to 0. Its linear combination will be A alpha is equal to 0 bar. Since alpha is not equal to 0, A will be 0. So the constant existing in that linear combination is becoming 0. Only one constant is existing, that is also equal to 0. Therefore, the set S is equal to linearly independent. So in this theorem what you have seen, every superset of linearly dependent set is linearly dependent, every subset of linearly independent set is linearly independent, and any set which contains 0 bar is linearly dependent, and any singleton set, that is any set which is having only one element and that element is not equal to 0 will be linearly independent set. Okay, now see the next problem. In the vector space R3 of V, let alpha is equal to 1 to 1, beta is equal to 3 1 5, gamma is equal to 3 minus 4 7. Show that the subspace spanned by S is equal to alpha beta, T is equal to alpha beta gamma are the same. That means you have to show that L of S is equal to L of T. S is having only 2 elements, T is having 3 elements. Okay. Given alpha is equal to 1 to 1, beta is equal to 3 1 5 and gamma is equal to 3 minus 4 7. Now S is equal to alpha beta, T is equal to alpha beta gamma. Now clearly it is S is subset of T. Therefore L of S is the subset of L of T. Here by definition subspace spanned by S and T are the same, means you have to prove that L of S is equal to L of T. For that what you have to prove? L of S is subset of L of T and L of T is also the subset of L of S. Now first condition you are proving here. See, by observation S is subset of T. Since S is subset of T, by known theorem L of S is subset of L of T. Now you are going to prove that let gamma belongs to L of S. Now gamma is equal to X alpha plus Y beta. What is gamma? I have taken 3 minus 4 7, X into 1 2 1 plus Y into 3 1 5. So X plus 3Y, 2X plus Y, X plus 5Y. Now equate, you will get 3 equations. Solving these 3 equations, you will get the values of X as minus 3 and Y as 2. So substituting those values in gamma, gamma is equal to minus 3 alpha plus 2 beta. That is gamma is the linear combination of the elements of S. Is it? Elements of S. Now take A alpha plus B beta plus C gamma belongs to L of T. Now A alpha plus B beta, this is an element in L of T. Now A alpha plus B beta, you are able to find out gamma in terms of A and B, alpha and beta. So if you substitute the value of gamma from previous, it will be A alpha plus B beta plus C into minus 3 alpha plus 2 beta. Now if you simplify, you will get A minus 3C into alpha plus B plus 2C into beta. That means A alpha plus B beta plus C gamma belongs to L of T, and it is the linear combination of two elements alpha and beta. So the linear combination of two elements alpha and beta will be in L of S. So this belongs to L of S. That is, any element in L of T is becoming an element in L of S. Therefore, L of T is subset of L of S. Therefore, previously already you said L of S is subset of L of T. Therefore, you can say L of S is equal to L of T. Okay. Now, see the next theorem. Let V of B a vector space and S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n is a finite subset of non-zero vectors of V. then S is linearly dependent if and only if some vector alpha k belongs to S 2 less than or equal to k less than n can be expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors. It is dependent. S is linearly dependent if and only if some vector alpha k belongs to S 2 less than or equal to k less than or equal to n can be expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors. Now see, what is given to you? Given that S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n. It is a finite subset of non-zero vectors of V of f. Okay. Suppose S is linearly dependent. Then there exists a1, a2, an belongs to f, not all zeros, such that a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on an alpha n is equal to 0. Okay. Now in this linear combination, not a1, a2 all are zeros at a time. There are some constants a1, a2 which are not becoming zeros. Let the largest integer such that ak is not equal to 0. That means how many constants are there? a1, a2, an are there. Out of a1, a2, an, some ak, that means a1, a2, ak are not zeros. So ak plus 1 0, ak plus 2 0 and so on, an is 0. For k is equal to 1, a2 is equal to 0, a3 is equal to 0 and so on, an is equal to 0. Substitute these values in this linear combination, then you will get a1 alpha 1 is equal to 0, which implies a1 is equal to 0. Therefore, which is a contradiction to the set S contains non-zero vectors. Therefore, k is not equal to 1. That's why in the theorem you have taken that condition, 2 less than or equal to k less than or equal to n. Okay. Now see the real proof. Now 1 implies, 1 means what? The linear combination of the set of elements is equal to 0. This is 1. a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on, an alpha n is equal to 0 1. That implies an alpha n is equal to minus a1 alpha 1 minus a2 alpha 2 and so on. Okay. Now post multiply on both sides with an inverse, because an belongs to f. F is a field. There exists multiplicative inverse for every element. Therefore, A inverse multiply with A inverse. Then if you multiply, you will get it as A inverse A is equal to 1. Therefore, alpha n is equal to this. This is the linear combination of the elements of its preceding vectors. What are alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n minus 1? They are the preceding vectors in the set for alpha n. So, alpha n can be expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors. When you got it, if S is linearly dependent, you are able to show that it can be expressed as, any element can be expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors. Now conversely, take alpha k belongs to S such that alpha k can be expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors. Now you have to prove S is linearly dependent. Now in order to prove that S is linearly dependent, because alpha k is expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors, take this, alpha k is equal to a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on ak minus 1 alpha k minus 1. Bring this ak minus to this side, that is minus 1 into alpha k is equal to. If you observe this linear combination, even though a1, a2, ak minus 1 are becoming 0, minus 1 into alpha k is not equal to 0. And you are adding 0 alpha k plus 1 and the remaining elements you are adding with the 0 coefficients. So if you see this linear combination is equal to 0, there exists one element such that the coefficient in that element is minus 1, which is not equal to 0. Therefore, by definition of linearly dependent set, you can say that S is linearly dependent. Is it clear? That if S is linearly dependent, then there exists a vector in that set such that that vector can be expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors. This is the theorem. I think it is clear. Now see the problem. The subset S 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 of all V3 of R generates the entire vector space. Generates means what you have to say, every element can be expressed as a linear combination of that set. Suppose if you say L of S is equal to V, means you will say S generates V, S spans V. Now S generates V means any vector in V can be expressed as a linear combination of the elements of S. That means L generates V or spans V. Now take any vector. Now what you have to take, this is the standard, you also say that this is the standard basis of S. Now you have to say this set is generates V3 of R. V3 of R means it is the set of all vectors of 3 dimension, that is x, y, z if you take, where x, y, z belongs to R. This is the V3. Now what you have to say, any L of S is equal to V3. X, y, z can be expressed as a linear combination of elements of S. Now take A, B, C belongs to V. A, B, C can be written as A into 1, 0, 0 plus B into 0, 1, 0 plus C into 1, 0, 0. That belongs to V. V is the subset of L of S. But L of S is obviously the subset of V. Therefore, L of S is equal to V. It is one of the important objective questions. You may ask, give an example of the generating set for V3 of R. You give an example of the generating set or spanning set for V3 of R. This is one of the important objective question for competitive exams. Okay. Now show that each of vectors 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 1 generates R3 of R. Now what you have taken? Let S is equal to 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 1. ABC belongs to R3 of R. ABC is equal to, take as a linear combination of this set of vectors. And that is P 1, 2, 3 plus Q 0, 1, 2 plus R into 0, 0, 1. Yes, so this is P plus G, this is P, the other two elements are zeros, 2P plus Q, next element is 0, P keeps 2Q plus R. So P is equal to A, 2P plus Q is B, 3P plus 2Q plus R is equal to C. So you got the values. C, R is equal to C plus A minus 2B you got. P is equal to A and Q is equal to B minus 2A. Therefore, what you are able to say, you are able to show that yes, the set of elements, yes, this is S. Any element in R3 of R, A, B, C is the linear combination of the elements of S. Therefore, L of S spans R3 of R. Show that each of the following sets here, each of the vectors called, show that the set of vectors S, the set of vectors S generates R3 of R. So, L of S is equal to R3 of R. Okay. Now, again one more theorem. Now here, S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n be a subset of the vector space V of F. Alpha I belongs to S is a linear combination of its preceding vectors. Then prove that L of S is equal to L of S dash, where S dash is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha I minus 1, alpha I plus 1, so on alpha. This is one of the important results we are going to use in the next chapter, that is basis and dimension. In basis and dimension, you will see two theorems, that is invariance theorem and extinction theorem. In those two theorems, you are going to use this result. This is one of the important results. Now, let S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n be a subset of a vector space V of F. Alpha I belongs to S is a linear combination of its preceding vectors. Then prove that L of S is equal to L of S dash, where S dash is the set obtained by removing alpha I from S. By removing alpha I from S. Now what is given to you? S is equal to alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n is given to you. Now what is S dash? S dash is the set obtained by removing alpha I from the set S. Why alpha I is how alpha I? Alpha I is expressed as a linear combination of its preceding terms. Clearly, this is a subset of S. S dash is subset of S implies L of S dash is subset of L of S. Now, take alpha I belongs to S, and alpha I can be expressed as a linear combination of its preceding vectors. It is given to you. So alpha I is equal to a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on, plus an ai minus 1 alpha I minus 1. Now take beta is equal to a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus so on, ai minus 1 alpha I minus 1, ai alpha I, ai plus 1 alpha I plus 1, an alpha I. This is the linear combination of the elements of S. So it belongs to L of S. Now you have taken an element in L of S. You have to prove that is an element in L of S dash. Now in place of alpha I, if you replace this value, this linear combination will be the linear combination of the elements of S dash. What is S dash? S dash is the set obtained from S by eliminating alpha I. So in this linear combination there is no alpha I, because alpha I is substituted by the linear combination of its preceding terms. Therefore, it is the linear combination of the elements of S dash. Therefore, you have taken an element in L of S and you are able to show that it is an element in L of S dash. Therefore, L of S is subset of L of S dash. From 1 and 2, you can say that L of S is equal to L of S dash. This is one of the important theorem you are going to use in the next chapter. Now, let us see this problem. Show that the set 1x, x minus x square is linearly independent set of vectors in f of x over the field of real numbers. What is f of x? F of x, if you write f of x is equal to the set of all polynomials p of x, where p of x is equal to a naught plus a1x plus a2x square plus 1 plus an x power n plus so on. Okay, this is f of x. Now what you are going to show that you have taken 1 x minus x square. It is a set of polynomials. Is it? This set you have to prove that linearly independent. For that, consider the linear combination of the elements of this set. That is a plus bx plus c into x minus x square is equal to 0. Now what you have to say, this set is linearly independent. When will you say that any set is linearly independent? If the linear combination of that set of elements is equated to 0 bar, then the constants existing in that linear combination became 0, all should become 0, then you will say that that set is linearly independent. So for that purpose you have taken a plus bx plus c into x minus x square is equal to 0. Now if you compare the like coefficients, if you take a plus b plus c into x minus cx square, is it? That is equal to 0. So this implies a is equal to 0, b plus c is equal to 0 and minus c is equal to 0, which implies a is equal to 0, b is equal to 0, c is equal to 0. Therefore, the set is linearly independent. Now see the next one. Alpha, beta are linearly independent vectors of V of R. Show that alpha plus beta, beta plus gamma, gamma plus alpha are also linearly independent. Now alpha, beta, gamma are linearly independent set you have given. Now you have to prove alpha plus beta, beta plus gamma, gamma plus alpha linearly independent. Now consider the linear combination of alpha plus beta, beta plus gamma and gamma plus alpha. That is a into alpha plus beta plus b into beta plus gamma plus c into gamma plus alpha is equal to 0 bar. Because you want to prove that the set S is equal to alpha plus beta plus beta plus gamma, comma, gamma plus alpha. This is the set you have to prove linearly independent. In order to prove that, you have considered the linear combination of the set of elements is equal to 0. If you are able to say that the constants existing in that linear combination are zeros, then you will prove that it is a linearly independent. So, A into alpha plus beta plus B into beta plus gamma plus C into gamma plus alpha is equal to 0 bar you have considered. Now what you have to prove, A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to 0, then your problem is over. If you arrange this, A plus C into A alpha plus C alpha, A plus C into alpha, A beta plus B beta. So B into beta plus gamma plus C into gamma plus alpha is equal to 0. Here in this, if you take alpha as common, you will get the equation like this. Now what are alpha, beta, gamma? See here, this is not C into gamma, this is A plus C into alpha. Next you have to take beta as common, that means A beta plus B beta. So here you will get this term is, that is A plus C into alpha plus, in this you have to take B as common, that means beta as common, B beta, A beta. So A plus B into beta plus B plus C into gamma is equal to 0. If this is true, if you arrange this term like this, what are alpha, beta, gamma? It is linearly independent set of vectors given to you. Therefore, you got A plus C is equal to 0, A plus B is equal to 0, B plus C is equal to 0. Arrange them in the matrix form. A coefficient is 1, B coefficient is 0, C 1, 1 0 1, 1 1, A plus B, 1 1 0, B plus C 0 1 1, and reduce it to the this form by row operations. You will get like this, that is A, first one A plus C is equal to 0, second one B minus C is equal to 0, 2C is equal to 0. 2C is equal to 0 implies C is equal to 0. Substitute here, B is equal to 0. So A is equal to 0. All the constants existing in this linear combination are becoming zeros. Therefore, what you will say? They are linearly independent. What are they? Alpha plus beta, beta plus gamma, and gamma plus alpha are linearly independent. Now, see the next problem. If two vectors are linearly dependent, prove that one of them is a scalar multiple of the other. See, alpha, beta are linearly, it is simple. It is one of the important objective questions in competitive exams. Let alpha, beta are linearly dependent vectors of V of F. Alpha, beta are linearly dependent. Therefore, A alpha plus B beta is equal to 0. One of A and B are not equal. If A is not equal to 0, alpha is minus B by A into beta. If B is not equal to 0, beta is equal to minus A by B into alpha. That is, one is the scalar multiple of the other. If alpha, beta are the two vectors such that they are linearly dependent, one can be expressed as a scalar multiple of the other. That is the nature of the linearly dependent vectors. Now, show that the system of vectors 1, 3, 2, 1 minus 7 minus 8, 2, 1, 1 minus 1 of V3 of R is linearly dependent. This is, you have taken 3 vectors and this set of vectors is linearly dependent. That means what you have to prove? You have to take the linear combination of this set of vectors, that is A into 1, 3, 2 plus B into 1 minus 7 minus 8 plus C into 2, 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Then you have to prove that A, B, C are not zeros. So you have taken A plus B plus 2C, 3A minus 7B plus C, and 2A minus 8B minus C is equal to 0. So A plus 2B plus 2C is equal to 0, 3A minus 7B plus C is equal to 0, 2A minus 8B minus C is equal to 0. Solving these three equations, you will get the values as one is the scalar multiple of the other. So you will get S values. C is equal to minus 2k, A is equal to minus 3k, and B is equal to k. Therefore, the given vectors are linearly dependent. Okay. Now, show that the system is linearly independent. Here also same procedure you will follow. Here you will get, by solving, rank of 3 is equal to number of variables. How many variables are there? 3 variables are there in this system of equation. 3 variables, and the rank of matrix is equal to, therefore they are the values. Or directly also you can say here, from here you can take that is C is equal to values, you can get it. A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0. You can show that. Therefore, the set of vectors are linearly independent. Now, this is also the same linearly independent set of vectors. You have to prove it. Now, copy the problem and you can answer by your own. You can do it. Prove that the 4 vectors alpha 1 0 0, beta 0 1 0, gamma 0 0 1, delta 1 1 in V3 of C form linearly dependent set, but any of 3 will form linearly independent. Any of 3 will form. This is any of 3 will form linear. 4 together linearly dependent, and if you take 3 at a time, they will be linearly independent. Now see here. A alpha plus B beta plus C gamma plus V delta is equal to 0. So the linear combination is equal to 0. Convert them into equations. You got like this. And these equations, if you observe, rank of A is equal to 3. Rank of AB, if you take up to this, it will be A. If you take that also, it will be B. Rank of A is equal to, see here, 3, and that is not equal to 4 number of variables. Therefore, the system has infinitely many solutions. That means A, B, C, D are having values. Therefore, it is linearly dependent set. Now, take 3 at a time. Alpha, beta, gamma. P alpha, Q beta plus R gamma is equal to 0. 1 0 0, 0 1 0, 0 0 1 is 0 bar. Therefore, P Q R is equal to 0. P is equal to 0, Q is equal to 0. Alpha, beta, gamma are linearly independent. Similarly, we can prove that any 3 vectors are linearly independent. Okay. Now, with this, we will complete. See here, many of the problems are collected from the prescribed books for UG courses. Thank you.